Well, Chesterton's work is very important because his thought and his writings are as relevant today as they were many years ago when he wrote them. I think people are also, new generations are discovering him, and that's part of our work to continue to do that. And I think it speaks to the problems of the modern day. His writings were, as Father Boyd says, are prophetic. A lot of the things that he wrote about are the things that we're experiencing now. And that's why I think it's important for people to know and to find someone that can talk and has written and can talk about all these issues in today's world in a way that you can relate, and in many cases with a sense of humor. It's not someone completely dry that you're reading, but someone entertaining that you start reading and you want to learn more of. The Institute has been around for 40 years, and our mission is to promote the life and the work of Chesterton and his circle, meaning other writers and other philosophers of his time. So we have, as our mission is to take this great body of work that he has left us with and bring it around the world and promote it, and that's what we do. We do it with conferences such as this one in Poland this year, or in Malta, Italy, Brazil, Argentina, Chile. We cover the globe and bring in the work that we have, but is based on his work. He probably wouldn't like all the bigness. He likes small. He liked local. He liked the local communities, the local shops, that type of thing. He probably would not be happy by this very large globalized world. But I think that he would have a lot to say, and he had a lot to teach us, and a lot to help us with. And that's why I think, in a way, if we go back to his writings, we find a lot of those things. We have to look for them, and we have to share them, and that's, again, part of what we do. And we always say, how would Chesterton react to? Well, he probably wouldn't like, the chain stores. He probably wouldn't like the fact that you can travel anywhere in the world, and everywhere in the world you'll find a Starbucks, a McDonald's, a Dunkin' Donuts. One of our colleagues wrote a very nice essay called The Journey to Nowhere, which really encompasses what I was just saying, which means you're going on vacation, but you're going to another place where you find the same things that you had at home. So you lose the local, and I think that was one of the most important things for him, the local life, the family, the center for things. So if we could, through our work, we could promote for people to start and to continue and to start appreciating the value and the great importance of that, I think that would be wonderful. I think he would be happy. It is our mission is to promote his life and work, and the Distributus conference. Distributism was something that was very important to him, and this is part of our mission, in a way, to tell people you can do these things. There is another way. There is another option. So we try to do that. It's just it's like open the eyes to an alternate way of maybe looking at the world that we look at every day. Well, we are now celebrating our 40th anniversary of the Institute and of the Review. And it's a lifelong work of Father Boyd, because he founded it in 1974. And it's hopefully to continue with our work, which is the publication and the conferences, and to continue to take it in different places. I think it's wonderful, the reception that we get in many, many countries, the interest that we see of young people, and that's really what we hope to do. We hope to continue to do this. We hope to continue to have people interested in his writings, interested in his work, and want to read him and share it. And it's very nice for us when we go to a conference and we see young people because they are the next generation. They have to take it, to the next 40 years, So they are in charge for the next 40 years. So we encourage them, and the response has been wonderful, and it continues to grow. I mean, our international conferences are, blooming. It's all the time. We go to places where, now we will be going to Russia next year. We have been, to Japan, to South America, many countries, and Europe, Australia. And the need is there. And once they discover him, they want more. So we try to do that. Well, because in him they will find someone who will talk about many things in a light manner, but in a very deep manner, with humor. He's a writer who is what we call sacramental writer. Is someone who writes about religion, but never really saying that he's writing about religion. He sends you the message without writing it in big words. And that's what we tell people: if you have not read Chesterton, start reading him in an entertaining way. A very good way to start. Father Boyd has always recommended the Father Brown stories. Father Brown is this priest who solves crimes. He's a detective, kind of like a detective. And as Father Boyd says, he represents the church. He goes everywhere, and there's always a story, and it leaves you with something. And that's why, because you read them, you get a message, you get an idea, it gets to you, and you want to read more. And it teaches you, many things. There are so many different. He wrote so many stories. He wrote so many newspaper articles. I mean, poetry. He through poetry he talked about the things of the problems of his life, of the world that he lived in. Through let's say the Father Brown stories, he talks about the important things and moral issues, and that we should all be aware, and that's why it's important. And for example, the Father Brown stories, for your viewers who have never read them, I mean, you can be there for everybody, like from 10 years old until 80 years old. You can pick up a story, you can enjoy it, and they're short and they are very easy to read, and then from then on you can go on to many of his other works. And especially for Poland was very important to him. Poland was very close to his heart. We had a conference in Warsaw 2 days ago, and a Polish speaker said, Chesterton was more Polish than the Poles, in a way, because he really felt so close. He understood the Polish people. And I think that maybe by reading him, people will also get to know him and understand him.